What we haven't talked about, we've touched on it, but not really gone into any great detail about why these 6 clubs are so adamant in pursuing this European Super League. I think it's worth doing that at this stage. We obviously said money and greed. What about beyond that? Is it about certainty of income, which they can't get and perhaps can't get their head round in this football pyramid that we have in Europe?
Yeah, I think there's a lack of understanding. Not lack of understanding, they understand it. There's a lack of willingness to want to they want to change the system. They want to change the very fabric of the pyramid of relegation and promotion, so they have certainty, so they can count on their income year in, year out. They don't like the idea. Manchester United, you know, they lose loads of money off the sponsors when they don't qualify for the Champions League, and they've been really good at not qualifying for the Champions League in the last 10 years. Really, really good. But they were banking on it all the time under Sir Alex Ferguson, because he was pulling them out of the mire every single year, whilst obviously there weren't massive amounts of money being invested, and getting into the Champions League every season. And they just thought it was their right. They're entitled. They think they're entitled to be in there, and they're not. And they've had the shock of their lives. Arsenal, Spurs, Manchester United, Chelsea have fallen out of it at times. Liverpool, to be fair, only under Jurgen Klopp in the last couple of seasons. And they want to change the system for their own benefit. They do. You know, more people watch those clubs. They want to own subscription. They want subscription models. They want to put it all on their phone. They want it on this. You know, you think about it. 150 million Manchester United fans worldwide paying £1 for every match in the weekend. They get 150 million quid a week. They're the numbers we're talking about here that's at stake. They want to own their own commercial income, their own image rights, their own TV rights. They want to break away from what would be the system that is happening in this country. Simple as that.
Should they have more power if more people want to watch them?
I think the situation with the Premier League, where there's a vote of 14 and the 6. Now, I can understand the frustration of the 6 in that it almost feels like their vote on things, wherever it may be, is almost less powerful than someone coming up from the Championship who may be in the Premier League for a year, because they're then part of the 14, they stick together, and these top 6 clubs who do bring the revenue, who do bring the interest in. So I can understand the frustration from that. But he's just mentioned then in terms of the money and what they're going to bring in terms of looking after their own media and things like that. But what you're left with is absolutely nothing. They're going to go into a league where one team will win it. What's left for everybody else? There's nothing there. There's no competition. There's nothing. They'll use the Premier League. They say they still want to be in the Premier League. They'll end up using the Premier League almost like a Carabao Cup, and they'll save all the best players for playing against Real Madrid or Barcelona. As Jurgen Klopp said in his quote from 2019, people will become very, very bored of Liverpool, Real Madrid. It was exciting because we hadn't played them maybe since 2009 in a knockout game.
That's the joy of it, isn't it?
Exactly, that's what it is, and that's what's special about European football. We shouldn't forget that. People are going to become bored very quickly with football, and people all around the world right now, I think, are starting to turn off from football. I think VAR is a big problem with that. Whether you agree with it or not, people don't like it. And this, on top of it now, this is going to turn away a generation of supporters who grew up loving football, and it's just going to become boring because there's absolutely nothing there. And I'm thinking in the future, what am I going to get excited about? I'm a pundit, but I love watching Liverpool, and I love them scoring a goal, and football can take you to a place that nothing else can. This will never take you to this place ever again if this is allowed to happen.
These owners at Manchester United, Dave, they've allowed that stadium to rot. It's second rate. They don't paint the steel. It's rusty on the outside of the stadium. There's no experience for the fans on match day at all. They've got tens of acres round the actual ground that's land bank that they don't invest in and create a Manchester United world. I said before, they're scavengers and they just want the big money for themselves. That is it. It's got to be stopped.